I wrote a book about in 2017. And when I wrote this book in 2017, it was a book which had which had only what I knew 5 years back. And in 5 years, God SIP has blessed me to evolve so much. So we are writing this new book. So whenever I write a new book, I think I should share with you. Of course, we keep in mind that today you can ask me questions on that and also on yesterday's subject because we left it incomplete. And if whether we would continue yesterday's topic tomorrow, if there's no time, we will discuss later. At this point of time, we are on the 3 peaks of happiness. And the 3 peaks of happiness is an important subject. Everybody wants to be happy. You want to be happy. I'm sure you do. The question is, how can we be happy? Nobody really knows what is the secret to happiness. We are all happy once in a way, right? But can you be happy all the time? Can you be happy eternally? Can you be in that state of bliss and peace? How? People are chasing happiness. Everybody in this world happens. I don't know whether you know, I got the realization of the truth. I was enlightened with certain realizations only because I wanted happiness. My Guruji told me, okay, you want happiness, you go and talash. So one of the main things I was seeking happiness. Then of course I put question marks into my life. But we human beings, we are like the musk deer. Have I often told the story of the musk deer? It is chasing for the musk. And the musk is actually in its own navel. But the musk deer is chasing the musk for the musk, going all along the mountains and the cliffs because it wants the fragrance of that musk and it's not able to find the musk. So what does it do? It keeps on running till ultimately one day it falls, it dies. And what does the hunter do? The hunter cuts open the navel, the stomach, and pulls out the pouch of the musk. If the musk it's supposed to be a very expensive or special resource. I even wrote a bhajan. I don't know how many of you know that bhajan, but it's one of my favorite bhajans. Hiran kaise dhoondta hai kasturi bechain se, na janenge wo uske nabhi mein hai, वैसे ही भोले तुझे ढूंढता. So in that I say, God is within us. Happiness is within us. So we have to learn to discover happiness within. Happiness is not somewhere distant, far away. Happiness is not a product. Happiness is not a person. Happiness is not a place. You know, so often we make our happiness depend on a person. I call this a recipe for disaster. When you make your happiness dependent on a person, or you make your happiness dependent on an addiction. If your happiness is dependent on a product, if your happiness is dependent on a person, if your happiness is dependent on a place, if you are addicted to any of these things, this is what I call a recipe for disaster. Because you can't let your happiness be dependent on something which is beyond your control. Suppose you are addicted to something and that addiction is unavailable to you. It may be smoking, it may be drinking, whatever it may be. You have to be very careful. You have to be very careful that your happiness is not dependent. Maybe it's a person. Suppose the person dies. Then what happens? Your happiness is completely dependent on one person and that person disappears. No, you must be happy where you are, with what you have, with who you are. And you have to learn the art of being happy. Happiness is in being happy. Many of us want to become happy. We don't learn the art of being happy. You know, in life, you can have everything and be unhappy. You can have everything in this world. You may be the most luckiest, the most fortunate person in the world. You have everything in this world, but you're unhappy. Or you can have nothing and you can still be happy. Therefore, it is very important to learn the art of happiness. I read recently a story. I found the story very interesting. I don't think I've shared with you. A poor man went to a saint and told the saint, you know, I'm so unhappy. You know, I'm so unhappy because I'm so poor. I'm so poor. So what did the saint do? The saint told him, okay, let me perform some magic. You know, saints perform magic. A lot of people, they believe only in the saint who performs magic. If you don't perform magic, then you're a useless saint. So the saint, he told him, okay, let us do a magic. He told him, bring a biggest box you can get with a lock. So he brought a biggest box. The saint gave him a very small, tiny gold coin. Small, tiny gold coin, which somebody gave the saint. He told him, put it into this box, lock it, and don't touch this box. Don't touch this box for 5 years. He said, after 5 years, the box will be full of gold. The box will be full of gold. This man was the happiest man in the world. He took the box, he kept it safely on top of his, in a safe place. And for the next 5 years, he was the happiest man in the world. Happiest man in the world. Because he had a whole box of gold. Then, after 5 years, he opened the box. There was no gold. There was only that small golden coin. He went back to the saint and he said, there's no gold. The saint asked him the question, you wanted happiness. I'm asking you, were you happy in the last 5 years or not? The man started laughing. He said, I was the happiest man in the world. Then now, why are you wanting gold? You are happy without the gold. You are the happiest man. To continue to be the happiest man in the world. My dear friends, we human beings, we are very unique. You know, we don't appreciate what we have. We don't appreciate what we have. And we chase what we don't have. And then we become unhappy. We don't respect what are the blessings we have got. Most people are chasing success, money, name, fame. Why? Because we have been taught. What have we been taught? We have been taught that, success is happiness. We have been taught success is happiness, but this is a myth. This is not the truth. So, my dear friends, we are chasing happiness, but we don't realize that success is not happiness. Somebody told us that you have to be successful and the success will come only, so happiness will come only if you are successful. This is a big lie. And 80% of the people in this world, they are running after success because this is what we taught. Success is just, achievement is just the first peak of happiness. You cannot be happy with achievement. If achievement was happiness, then all successful people should be happy. Why would the Siddharth of CCD, coffee, 10,000 crore man jump in the river and kill himself? Why would so many rich and famous people commit suicide? Because success, my friends, is not happiness. Success is only pleasure. Success is only gives you that moment of temporary happiness. There's a beautiful song I wrote. Duniya safalta ki khoj mein hai, इंसान संसार के भोग में है, हम सोचते हैं सुख इसी में है, पैसों में है और नाम शौहरत में है, इनके पीछे हम दिन रात भागते, इच्छाओं में जीवन बिताते हैं, प्रभु के योग में ना जीते, व्यर्थ जीते, जीवन गवाते. My dear friends, we spoke yesterday. We are losing our precious life. We are losing our precious life chasing useless things. That's why we are unable to reach that state of happiness. If you want happiness today, I'm telling you, this book, The 3 Peaks of Happiness, which I have already finished 20%. I hope to finish the book in 10 days. It's on a super fast mode. We will give you the new book. I can call it, it's the A to Z on happiness. I mean, if you read this book, you can be happy. Because everybody in this world wants to be happy. Everybody. But we don't know how to be happy. The first peak of happiness, achievement, success, name, fame, money, pleasure, material possessions. But it is sure to make you cry. Pleasure of achievement is momentary. From the time we are kids, we are taught, come first in class. We are taught to become successful. And then even kids, they cry I want a toy. I want ice cream. I want a doll. And like those desires, everybody continues from a kid having desires. I love to say this. I think the only difference between the men and the boys, the only difference between the men and the boys is the cost of their toys. Boys also want toys and men also want toys. But the point is that we do not realize that happiness is not in these things. Because we don't realize the true meaning of happiness, we become unhappy. The other favorite story of mine, I told you the story of the man with the small gold coin. He was happy for 5 years thinking he has got a box of coin. The other famous story of my happiness, of unhappiness, is this king who went to his kingdom to give everybody something to make them happy. He saw the most unhappiest man was a beggar. The beggar was sitting and he was crying, "Oh, I don't have anything. I don't have anything." And the king asked him, "Okay, what do you want?" He said, I don't have anything." So king said, "Okay, I'll give you a gold coin." So the king gave him a gold coin. And when the king gave him a gold coin, he was very happy. He started taking the gold coin and throwing it up. Yeah. And the gold coin went and fell in the gutter. So he became unhappy. His hand is in the gutter and he's searching for the gold coin, searching for the gold coin. So the king, everybody was happy, but this beggar was still unhappy. So the king goes to the beggar and says, "What happened?" The beggar says, "I lost my coin." So king gave him another coin and told him, "You don't seem to be fulfilled and content. I'll give you 2 coins." So this man held both the coins in his hand and the king said, "Don't throw it up again. Don't throw it up and drop the coin in the gutter." So yes, sir. And when the king was distributing things to others, he saw this man, both the coins in the left hand and his right hand is still in the gutter, because he was looking for the 3rd coin which fell in the gutter. My dear friends, why are we like this? Why can't we be content with what we have? Why do we like to put our hand in the gutter? This gutter is nothing but this world, this samsara. This samsara is not going to give us true happiness. This samsara is only going to give us momentary pleasure. But knowing it, why are we so enamored? And I told you, enamored by an addiction, a product, a person, a place. Any of these things can become a bottleneck to our true happiness. Some people are lucky, my dear friends. So I was talking to you about the first peak of happiness. 80% of the world is in this stage. They're not happy. I'm telling you this fact. 80% of this people in this world, I call it this, they experience pleasure and pain, loss and gain, sun and rain, again and again. People do not know the art of happiness. Now, what about 20% of the people? 20% of the people evolve to the second peak of happiness. The second peak of happiness is called fulfillment. Not many people know of this peak, but 1/5 of the world, if you look around, out of every 10 people, 1 or 2 people will be content, will be satisfied. Not many, as I'm telling you. It's not that you will have too many people like this, but there are people who are content and satisfied. What are the qualities of these people? I put this as an acronym of fulfillment. Fulfillment. I think administrator will paste a copy of fulfillment to you. F means full satisfaction and contentment. U means universal connection. L, living with meaning and purpose. F, faith, hope, and trust. I, inspiration, energy, enthusiasm. L, laughter and love. L, liberation and freedom. M, making a difference. E, emotionally positive. N, noteworthy success. T, tranquility and peace. Is it difficult? It is. Any of you in this call, I don't know how many of you are really happy. Somebody asked me, what is the test to know whether I'm happy or unhappy? Whether I'm on first peak or second peak? I told them, are you a moody person? If you are a moody person, good mood and bad mood go like the sunshine and the moonshine. Every day it goes up and down. Then you're still not on the second peak. If you want to be on the second peak, my dear friends, I was on the first peak for 25 years. I am telling you, it's a roller coaster. And why do I help people on happiness? Why do I want to help people? Because I have experienced the first peak achievement. I shut it down. I closed that. I went to the second peak of fulfillment. I enjoyed that peak for 5 years. I'm telling you, I was the happiest man in the world. But I went on to the third peak. Why? Because I found I was blessed to get to the third peak. But at least if some of you are some kabhi khushi, kabhi gum, no, don't want this kabhi khushi, kabhi gum. Live with the acronym of fulfillment. And I hope you will pick up this acronym of fulfillment and you will live by it. I love to talk about Robert and Tom. You remember Robert and Tom? I think all of you know Robert. I hope you remember this. Tom was a multi-millionaire, rich man. He had skyscrapers and he had a private jet and he had a private yacht. Huh? If you go to the Maldives, you have some of these stinking rich people. They have their private yacht packed and their private jet parked in the Maldives airport. I see it every now and then. And I was going to buy. I was going to buy a private jet and I was going to buy a private yacht. And I kept the money aside and I was going to buy. Then I got the realization that money doesn't come from a private jet and money doesn't come from a private yacht. So I dropped the idea. My dear friends, Tom walked over to Robert and told Robert, "Hey, Robert, what you doing?" Robert was their #1 fisherman. So he said, Robert says, "Sir, I'm having some time with my son." He was still playing with the ball with his son, just outside the skyscraper where Tom came out and Tom was going into his yacht. And Robert was a fisherman. He just came out from his fishing boat. So Tom told Robert, "Hey, Robert, why don't you go and catch some more fish?" So Robert said, "Sir, I finished catching fish." So Tom said, "But why don't you catch some more fish?" Robert said, "What will I do?" So Tom said, "If you catch more fish, you can earn more money. Then you earn more money, you can buy a small boat. And you buy a small boat, then you can appoint 2 more fishermen. Then you can make some more money and buy more boats. And then you can have 10 fishermen. And then you can have 5 boats. And then like me, one day you can be rich." And Robert said, "Tom, sir, and then what?" Tom said, "Then you can be happy. You can be very happy." Robert said, "But I'm already happy. I'm already very happy. I'm very happy. Sir. I'm more happy than you are. I have no stress. I have no anxiety. I'm the happiest man in the world. Why should I do all this to be happy?" So my dear friends, we need money because without money, you can't even come on the Zoom call, right? You need a device. You need to pay for internet. You need money. You don't have to be a beggar, but you don't need to be greedy. And the divine is always taking care of us. If we are devoted to the divine, if we are a sincere, honest people, we will not have a problem in attaining noteworthy success. But what I'm sharing with you, how can we move from achievement to fulfillment? So this is my quick way of explaining to you. The first peak is achievement, you have pleasure. The second peak is fulfillment, you have peace. Just today in Kashmir, I was walking around the lake and it was so divine. It was so divine, more intoxicating than any opulent wine. It was so still and so blissful and so peaceful. But my dear friends, the point is that pleasure and then peace, both achievement and fulfillment, will still make us suffer. We suffer because of the mind. The mind is a rascal. The mind is a monkey. The mind is a shaitan. The mind is a devil. It steals our peace. Because of the mind and the ego creates agony, anguish, anger, hate, revenge, and jealousy. How do we overcome pain of the body, misery of the mind, agony of the ego? Then I went on search of the third peak of happiness. But, it's not so easy. A man was very rich. I have many rich people coming on this call, and sometimes the richest of the rich people who come on this call, they try to ask how to be happy. Because happiness is not in money. If happiness wasn't being rich, then all the rich would have been glad, not sad. The man who had crores and crores and crores of rupees, he called a person, an evaluator, and said, tell me, how many generations can live with my money? My son, my grandson, my great-grandson, then my great-great-grandson, and my great-great-great-great-grandson, and my great-great. So this evaluator calculated he had enough money with inflation for 7 generations. 7 generations. Then the man said, he called for a meeting with his team. He said, I have to make money now for my 8th generation, and 9th generation, and 10th generation. I want to make money for 3 more generations. Can I ask you a question, my dear friends, before I continue the story? The story has a little bit more. But can I ask Girish, do you know the name of your great-grandfather's great-grandfather's great-grandfather? No? Anybody knows? Bliko, you know? We are making money for generations who don't even know our name. They will not even know our name. So the saint, one saint told this rich man, you go. This man went to told the saint, I'm very worried because I have money only for 7 generations. I'm worried because 8th, 9th, and 10th generation. The saint told, you can solve your problem. You go next door, there's a lady. You go and give her 10 kg of rice. And if you give 10 kg of rice, then you will get the answer, how to get money for 3 more generations. So he went there and he gave her 10 kg of rice. This lady said, no, sir, I don't want. She said, why? I'm giving you 10 kg of rice free. Please take it with my humble pranam. The lady said, today's food I already ate. This lady made food for day and night. Night food is kept. I don't need. Okay, you keep 2-3 kgs for tomorrow's food and for day after tomorrow's food. She said, no. Today's food God sent me. Tomorrow's food also God will send me. She believed in SIP. She believed in SIP. She had full trust in SIP. So this man learned the lesson. He said, what a fool I am. I'm worrying about 8th, 9th, and 10th generation when this lady is not worrying about tomorrow's food. She has so much faith in SIP. She's not worrying about tomorrow's food. My dear friends, first peak, second peak, you want to reach the ultimate peak of happiness. It's not achievement, gives pleasure. It's not fulfillment that will give you peace. It is enlightenment. What we talk about every day on Zoom. It is that state of eternal joy, of divine love, of everlasting peace. How many people in this world enjoy everlasting happiness? How many people know the meaning of divine love? How many people have experienced eternal peace? Very few. Very few. People are caught in pleasure, not real happiness. People are caught in fake love, not true love. People are caught in anxiety, not in peace. Why? Because we have not learned about enlightenment. When I went in Talash, I suddenly got a flash. I'm telling you, I did not know what is the meaning of enlightenment. One day I was walking in Coorg, in the coffee plantation. I was just walking. I was saying first peak, achievement, second peak, fulfillment, first peak, achievement, second peak, fulfillment. Third peak, SIP gave me the answer, enlightenment. It is that state where there is liberation from all misery and sorrow. It is that state of eternal happiness. You reach that state where you say, Apne paas Prabhu, tu mujhko le lo, duniya ki maya se man mera bhar gaya hai. Apne paas. A person singing this song with divine devotion will get such a joy that even a billionaire cannot get. When I get into my bhajan mode, the happiness I get is priceless. खुशियों के पीछे भागता मैं, खुशी मैं हूं ना जानू ये, सब कुछ मिला फिर भी खुश ना हूं, तमन्ना और कुछ मिल जाए, तेरे पास आऊं, तेरे पास आऊं, इच्छाएं पूरी हो जाए, तुझसे जीने का हर मकसद पूरा हो जाए, अपने पास प्रभु तो मुझको. My dear friends, do you want real happiness? You want real happiness? It is in enlightenment. It is divine happiness. You're free from the triple suffering on this earth. You remain in the state of consciousness, in the state of Sat Chit Anand. But unfortunately, we are not able to live in that state. This man, you know the story of this man. He was on the Zoom call. This man was on the Zoom call. He gave up the Zoom call and he told me, I'm going to the forest. I'm going to the forest because your Zoom call is not giving me Satchidanand and Mukti. I'm going to the forest. I'm renouncing this world. I don't want Zoom call. I don't want, I'm going to forest. So then after that, he came and gave me the story after a couple of years. He told me, I went to the forest. I gave up everything. I was sleeping in my hut. Then every day I saw my dhoti is becoming short by 2 inches, 2 inches, 2 inches. One day I caught the rascal. It was a rat. The rat was eating the. So I told him, then what happened? How do you solve the problem? He said, to catch the rat, I went to the village and I bought a cat. I said, very good. He said, then the cat came, then there was no rat. The rat was gone. I said, then you're happy? He said, no, because for the cat, I needed milk. Where to get milk? So he said, I went to the village and I bought a cow. So then every day I used to milk the cow and give the milk to the cat. I said, so you're very happy? He said, no, how can I milk the cow every day? So I said, what did you do? He said, I went to the village and bought a lady to milk the cow. The lady, cow. I said, then you must be very happy. He said, actually, no. I said, why, what happened? This lady was milking the cow every day, milking the cow every day. Now she's pregnant. Now she's pregnant. Now, now I have to come back to the samsara because now she's going to deliver a baby. Now I'm going to be a father again because I brought a lady to milk the cow, to give milk for the cat to catch the rat. Rat was eating my dhoti. Why let the rat eat the dhoti now? And so that person is back on the Zoom call. I mean, don't look and find out who is that person who's on the Zoom call who left some. It's just a story I'm telling you. So my dear friends, I want you all to reach that state of enlightenment where there's no mind. When there's no mind, your life becomes still. You kill the mind, you still the mind, you become like a lake which has no ripples. You're in a state of thoughtlessness, a state of consciousness. Our ultimate goal is to go from the first peak of achievement to the second peak of fulfillment and the third peak of enlightenment. Because this is the way to achieve true happiness. So as I told you, please catch this book. This book is called The 3 Peaks of Happiness. And don't forget that you need to read this book. But before we close, I have 1 or 2 minutes. I will steal and tell you a little bit of how I think happiness on how happiness is on the eternal, how happiness feels being on the eternal peak, the third and ultimate peak. And I will tell it to you in the form of a song. Satya ka chit ananda hai, Satchidananda, Satchidananda. एहसास जो सच का करता है, चित्त में रहता वो आनंदा पाता, कभी भी वो ना है डरता, कभी वो दुखी ना होता, मिथ्य को दूर वो करता, आनंदा पाता सच्चिदानंदा. जो भी जीता है वो दुखी तो होता है, कोई भी दुख से ना बचता. संसार ये लीला है, जो भी यहाँ आता है उसको तो दुख है सहना. पर जो इससे मुक्त होता है, सच का एहसास जो करता है, दुख से वो मुक्ति पाता, पुनर्जन्म वो ना लेता, प्रभु से वो एक हो जाता. My dear friends, I hope you are enjoying the state of Satchidanand. I wish I can share it with you. I live on this state of eternal happiness. There are times when my mind steals my happiness. The shaitan comes, the devil comes. Earlier, the shaitan or the devil used to steal my happiness and kill my bliss and joy. But today, I realize if I am in that state of Satchitanand, nothing goes wrong. Because I live a life of divine acceptance without protest and surrendering in consciousness. Everybody wants to be happy. People don't know how to be happy. There are 3 peaks: achievement, fulfillment, enlightenment. Which peak are you on? Do you want eternal joy, divine love, everlasting peace? Then discover the purpose which comes on the peak of enlightenment. My dear friends, I hope I can answer any question on happiness if you have any question. Because I can tell you, I think I'm quite a master in happiness. I have been on the achievement peak for 25 years. I have been on the fulfillment plateau for over 5, 6, 7 years. And I am now on the enlightenment peak for more than 7 years. I have been on all the 3 peaks. Next week, I will talk to you on what is the mind. I want to analyze the mind. Next week, we will talk about that. But next week is next week. Today, we will talk on happiness. And those of you who want to ask me questions about Sanchita Karma, which we spoke about yesterday. But first, I would request you to talk on happiness. And remember this, we all want to be happy. And I'm telling you, if you are a person who's kabhi khushi, kabhi gum, kabhi sad, kabhi glad, kabhi good mood, kabhi bad mood, that means you are not in command of your life. Get hold of your life. Don't let the mind ride your horse. Be the boss. Be the boss. And if you're the boss and if you're in consciousness, I'm telling you one thing. I challenge anybody on this call. Tell me you're in consciousness and not happy. I'll give you whatever money you want as gift. You prove to me you are thoughtless and you are in consciousness. I'll give you any gift you like. It is impossible. It is impossible to be in a state of Sat Chit Anand, to be in a state of Chit or consciousness and be unhappy. Administrator, let us get into questions on happiness and on Sanchit Karma. If time does not permit, then tomorrow we will continue on Sanchit Karma. But first on happiness. Administrator. She will unmute. Yes, now you all can unmute and speak. Bliss. Your name only is bliss. I hope you are always in bliss and happy. Are you always happy? Shivoham. How are you?
How are you?
Tell me, bliss.
Happy.
Huh?
Always happy.
You're asking me a question. Always happy, always happy. Okay, tell me, what is your question? Tell me, what is your question, my dear Bliss?
I would like to know, yesterday we are taught together, and I would like to know about Star House and Karma. You say me,
okay.
We don't have, because we have reached Pirlu.
No, you may have reached Pirlu, but have you given up all your karma depends if you are living as the divine soul. If you are still controlled by the rascal mind, if you are still controlled by mind and ego, me, if you are slave of the body and senses, then you are not free from karma. You are only free from karma when you are liberated.
But what I'm thinking about, it was, we are all get sick in the old time, and the golden time, Capel, older time. You understand what I tried?
No, I don't understand.
When we get old,
yeah.
Yes, life will change.
Yeah.
And you will be more sick, more not able to make everything we want. It
Okay,
will
okay,
add suffering until we die.
okay. So what's the problem? What's your question?
But this, it's in warehouse, store.
No, this is not in warehouse.
Now,
This is no. This is not in
okay.
warehouse. This is in this present account. Warehouse is what you don't know. You have no. Warehouse is you don't know what is the karma. So we will talk this in the end of the call. I will explain, and if we need time, we will talk about it even tomorrow. But today, I want to first answer a question on happiness. So anybody wants to ask me a question on how to be happy, how to reach the state?
I would like to know
Yes.
how to reach the 13th pin of happiness, enlightenment.
The way to the peak.
And after enlightenment.
If you want to climb the third peak of happiness, enlightenment, you have to discover the purpose of life. You have to realize I am not the body, mind, ego. Neti, neti, tattvamasi. Don't say I know it. Many people on this call know it, but they are suffering. Many people I know on this call, I can tell you, they know it. They know everything, but they are still suffering. Why? They know the third peak. They know, but they are not on it. You have to be on it. You have to not know the third peak. You have to climb the third peak. You also know the third peak. Yes. But why there is suffering? Because you are not climbing the third peak. Climb, my dear, climb. Discover the third peak.
Okay? Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next question. Who wants to ask on happiness? Any question on happiness under the world? Or any other question, but I'm first requesting any question. Spiritual champion, break the ice on happiness. If you're unhappy, what is making you unhappy? Why you're unhappy? How to be happy all the time? Or you tell me, if you're a champion, if you're a postgraduate in happiness, you tell me. Many of you are postgraduate in the subjects. So, Ru Mataji, batao. Hey, spiritual champion aa gayi. Ru Mataji, bolo. Kahan gayi Ru Mataji?
Shivoham Guruji.
Shivoham Ru. Bolo Ru, what is the question? Or you're giving gyan?
No, question is there. Question is there, if we accept the fact that always we cannot be happy, then we will be at peace.
That is the biggest mistake of your life. To think that always I cannot be happy. I believe I will always be happy. I don't accept unhappiness. If somebody makes me unhappy, I tell them, please go. Don't show me unhappiness, because I don't want unhappiness. I only want happiness, because happiness is equal to sip. Happiness is sip. Happiness comes from sip. Happiness goes to sip. Ru, don't believe that we cannot be happy all the time. This is a lie. If you have been enlightened with the truth, you can be happy. You can always be happy all the time. But you must follow the process of happiness. If you don't follow the process of happiness, then you can't be happy all the time. Okay?
Yes, Guruji. Thank you.
So no, thank you. Okay. So tell me, how are you going to be happy all the time? What is the way? Don't tell me, oh, Guruji. First of all, there is no Guruji. And oh, Guruji, now sometimes we have to accept, na. Sometimes khushi, sometimes gum, sometimes glad, sometimes sad. What to do? Always is okay, na. Is it okay, Ru? Is it okay? That means I'm a useless teacher. If I cannot make you happy, means I'm a useless teacher.
No, we should not be disturbed by the circumstances. We should look inwards and be happy inside.
Very good. What stops you from doing that? Tell me. If you want me to be proud of you, tell me. What stops me? Tell me. What stops you?
The mind.
Correct. You're right. Absolutely right. What mind is? Explain what mind stops you. What does the mind do? Explain.
Mind gives us so many thoughts which are not necessary.
Correct. The right way to say it is, the right way to answer. You know how to answer? What is the mind? It is a
Bundle of thoughts.
no. What is the mind that robs our happiness? Who is that mind? What is he?
Rascal.
No. What is he?
Monkey.
Correct. Correct. Mind is a monkey. Why the monkey? What does the monkey do?
Monkey takes us all over.
Monkey has a tail. EY. Ever yelling, ever yearning. I want this. I want that. I want to put hand in the gutter. I am not happy. I am not satisfied. I want this also. That. No, the monkey is all the time yelling and yearning and yelling and yearning. The moment you cut the tail and monkey becomes monk. You become peaceful. You become blissful. So this is something I have taught you 100 times. Now today 101st time.
Yes.
Then tomorrow 102nd. Tomorrow I will teach you 102nd time.
We are Agyanis.
No, you're not Agyani. You're not interested in being happy. Happiness is within your reach. You can be happy all the time. It is within your reach. It's your choice. In today's book I wrote today in Kashmir, I dictated a chapter. What is the chapter I dictated, you know? The chapter I dictated today is happiness is a choice. Today morning I dictated. Happiness is a choice. You can choose to be happy. And some people look at me in a weird manner. Huh? How can I choose to be happy? They look at me like I'm a monkey. How can I choose? Of course you can choose to be happy. You have to learn to make the right choice and you can be happy. But what the monkey does? The mind makes us make the wrong choice. The monkey mind takes us into the wrong choice, and then we are caught. Now we become more unhappy. And then we are stuck. How to get out of this now? But, I always tell people, one person came and told me, my job makes me so unhappy. I told them, love what you do what you love. If you don't get a kick out of the job, you're doing it. If you don't get a kick out of the job you're doing, you better kick your job. But before you kick your job, I said, find out. Find out, is it your job that's giving you bliss or unhappiness? The mind sometimes makes us go the opposite way. The mind, what does the mind want to do? The mind wants us to be unhappy. The mind doesn't want us to be happy. The mind wants us to be unhappy. In consciousness, we are happy. Okay, next question. I'm again continuing.
Is there any way that in mind, no thoughts should come?
Yes, of course. There's a way to stay. The new book we are just releasing today. Tonight, hopefully, it will go online. The way to be in the state of mind without thoughts is called flip over from mind to consciousness. The book is called today the book is just getting uploaded. What is the book called? Flip over from mind to consciousness. Then instead of consciousness, there is thoughtlessness. You are Any of you want to pick the keychain? Pick a keychain from me. I made a new keychain with mind and consciousness on a coin. This is a coin. I made a keychain for all of you. Anybody wants a keychain? Please, Ru, you can pick up the keychain when you come next to the temple. Okay, next. Come on. I think all of you are not. I think none of you want to be happy. I think you're happy. I think you're happy being unhappy. Many of you are happy being unhappy. So what to do? Then I have no role to play. Who wants to ask a question? Come on happiness. Or on any other question, or we go back to Sanchita Karma. Come on. Yes. Yes, Bliss.
I would like to note here how we can stay always in the way of happiness and don't think about everything turbulence.
How to be in the state of happiness, bliss is very simple.
I
It's
know
very,
we have to still the mind, kill the talk and everything, but sometimes it's so upset and become, I don't know what to explain.
I'm asking you, bliss, who is making you, who's making you like that? Who?
Hmm.
You know the problem. You yourself, you're pointing here. You are pointing to your head. You know the problem is in your head.
Yes.
And you will be
Yes.
unhappy till you are dead. You know the problem is in your head and you will be unhappy till you are dead. But you don't want to kill the mind. You don't want to spill.
I kill the mind and become better and better week by week. And I become more happy and everything. But I need, I don't know how to say, a little thing more.
So just continue trying. See, some people, let me tell you, some people, the problem is they do little bit good, then they go little bit bad. Then they take 2 steps forward, 2 steps back, 2 steps forward, 2 steps back, 2 steps forward. There is no progress. So what you must do, bliss, you must really make up your mind that I want happiness. When you resolve in your head, then you tell your mind, shut up, you stupid. Stop it, you stupid. Because I'm telling you one thing clearly, bliss, and this is for the benefit for everybody in the call. Anybody in this call can be happy. Anybody can be in a state of ananda. Anybody can be in a state of satchidanand. If you realize the truth, this world is a show. We are actors, we come and we go. We are not the body, mind, ego. We are the divine soul. And there is nothing so complicated in the subject. The subject is very easy. We can be happy. There's a way to be happy all the time. I'm telling you this out of guarantee, not out of 100% you can be happy all the time. But the mind comes slowly and slowly. It comes from the back door. It tells you, my dear bliss, I am your best friend. And the devil enters. The moment the devil enters, you lose command of your life.
Yes,
The moment correct, am I right or am I wrong? If I'm wrong, you correct me.
You are right. You are right.
Then if I am right, then you do. If I am right, you follow what I'm saying. Put for the devil, no entry, devil. You know, in many houses, in many house bliss, there is a sign. No entry for dogs. No, so they say, no, sorry. There's a sign in many house. It says, beware of dogs. Beware of dogs. Have you seen beware of dogs? But we should beware of the devil. You must, dog will not do anything. You must beware of your devil mind, because your devil mind is more dangerous than any dog.
Yes, it's true.
So if you want to be happy, bliss, what must you do?
Come back to yoga.
And what must you do for that?
I will try to listen song. I will try to read. I will try to
Today I taught you
every time.
I taught you a new thing today. What did I teach you? A new thing just now.
Okay.
What I taught you? Kill the devil. Who? Kill who? Who you will kill?
Who?
Kill the devil. Devil.
Yes, I will kill the devil. But how?
Kill the devil. What's how?
I will watch a fish to take no enter for devil.
When the devil comes, you shoot it. You take a knife and you kill it. Don't kill somebody. Don't kill somebody who's coming to your house and tell I killed because I am told to kill. I'm talking about the devil mind. The devil mind, when it comes, the devil, don't come here, I'll kill you. Kill the devil. which means it is more to do with your spiritual strength. It is not to do with a knife. You can't kill the devil unless you are spiritually strong. Okay, thank you, Bliss. Anybody else?
you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Either on happiness. If happiness is a boring subject, then you talk on Sanchita Karma.
Can
Yes, Girish?
Sanchita Karma produce thoughts?
Correct. You're asking me? No. Sanchita Karma is a warehouse. So, okay, let's get on to that subject. So we were talking yesterday, does the warehouse of karma exist or it does not exist? So did you understand? Who understands? Warehouse exists. After this world, we will go back to the warehouse of karma, or there is no, if we are not attaining moksha, mukti, if we are not liberated, will we go back to the warehouse of karma or not? Who can answer this question? Who can answer? Yes, Bliko.
Yeah, Shivam.
Shiva.
Definitely, if we are not enlightened, we'll go back to that warehouse and pick up our next baggage of karma.
How can you prove this? No. How can you prove this? There is a warehouse. Yesterday we were talking about this. How can you prove there is a warehouse of karma? Who can help me?
Because there are many births. We see our many births. For except the human being, we are animal. We are
What is the proof?
Species.
What is the way to understand? What is the way to prove this? What is the way to be 100% sure? Today, I want to give you 100% sure.
Sure.
Okay, let me break the news. Let me break the news. Today, I am telling you, I am absolutely sure that if I am reborn, I can be a pig, a swine, a dog, a frog, I don't know what. But anybody who I can see suffering, I'm not sure about a tree. I'm not able to tell you whether I can be born as a tree. I'm not sure. But I'm sure I can see a dog suffering. I can see many animals suffering. And I believe there's a way to understand. There's a very systematic step-by-step spiritual way to understand that there is a warehouse of karma. And if we don't get moksha and mukti in this janam, in this lifetime, beware. Savdhan! Because if you slip into punarjanam, if you slip into rebirth, you may get caught in your warehouse. What is the proof? I want anybody to explain to me, because this is part of your spiritual training. Girish, and then Big Bliko. What is the way to be sure? Girish?
Paramatma manifests as Atma in human beings, in animals, in plants.
Okay.
Only human being can attain the highest peak of enlightenment.
Correct.
And get moksha, not
Correct.
the plants or animals.
Correct.
Plants die, animals die. Is there
Correct.
no moksha for them? They will have to go back, and animals and plants do not create new karma.
Correct.
But they do not get moksha. They will have to ultimately become a human being and then become enlightened. So
Correct.
there must be a stockpile.
What you say is correct. But everything you said is correct, but one small point is missing. What you say is correct, but suppose people say, suppose these animals and all these people, they are nothing to do with karma, they are nothing to do with human beings.
They are only exhausting karma,
No.
not creating new karma.
Eru believes that they are not, according to Eru, there is no karma for animals and plants. Ask Eru to explain. Eru, do animals and plants have karma, or they are just separate uni and they have nothing to do with this cycle, what Girish is saying? Would you like to share what somebody told you?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure whether they have karma or not. Or you're saying,
I'm only not sure that whether human beings can come as animals. I feel everything is separate species. So
okay. So she has been.
These many human beings are there, and there are so many animals.
She was talking to me and she's asking me how there are so many animals and there are limited human beings, how those so many human beings become so many animals, how the numbers don't match because so many human beings, so much karma, then how it is not matching. So I tried to explain, but our subject is only one. Our subject is, can we be born as a dog or a pig? I forget about we cannot go too much into a detail. Can I be born as a bird, a fly, a butterfly, a tree? Okay, we don't want to get into. Can I be born as an animal? Simple question. So Girish, what is the turning? What is the key to understand this, Girish?
First, so as to create karma, that animal or plant must have been a human being.
Perfect. See, Girish is in consciousness. See how confidently Girish is saying. Look at how Girish is talking in. Please, everybody on the call. Girish is saying, how the hell did that kutta become a kutta dog? Now, Girish, I'm only adding one point, Girish. With all humility, I'm submitting to you one point. The dog suffers, Girish. The dog suffers or does not suffer? It suffers. What is the cause of suffering, Girish?
Karma.
Karma. Therefore, the dog has karma. Correct, Girish?
Yeah.
And who earns karma, Girish?
Human being.
Therefore, what is the dog before Girish?
Human being.
Like this, you must explain. You agree? You agree? What you said is 100% right. I am only giving you one small tip because you followed what even Sudeep wanted the answer for this. So, my dear friends, it's very simple. An animal suffers. Nobody in this world suffers for nothing. Nobody in this world suffers for nothing. Suffering is a cause of karma. Sudeep, you're paying attention, Sudeep, and if you want to come in, please come in. Suffering is caused by karma. Karma is created only by human. Therefore, the human who did not live properly is now suffering as a dog. If we don't want to accept this, then we are just like the person in the jungle and the tiger is coming. But of course, you need to be in consciousness because the mind will not let you realize this. The mind does not, let me tell you why. The mind does not want you to realize this because the mind wants you to come back. Because the moment you are enlightened, the death of the mind has a selfish interest. The mind doesn't want consciousness. The mind doesn't want enlightenment. The mind wants us to suffer. Because the moment we are enlightened, the mind is dead. Therefore, the mind is the biggest rascal. The mind stops such a simple. I'm really happy the way Girish has explained it. And Girish is so confident, and I've not spoken to Girish. So, I mean, he's talking from his own anubhuti, from his own SIP signals. And this is not so. Did Girish, have you read it somewhere, or you are clearly, this is a realization you have, Girish?
My mother today told me this point.
My God. See, Parvati Amma is the most divine. Parvati Amma, you are a goddess. Parvati Amma, you are a real goddess. You are the divine on earth. See, Girish is telling his mother told him this point. Have you noticed, my dear friends? Parvati Amma comes on this call every day. She doesn't talk. But even though she's an enlightened person, she listens. Can you see the divine peace in her face? Can you just look at Parvati Amma? You can see real Parvati here. You don't have to go to Shiva Parvati. You don't have to go. The real Parvati is here. I'm so happy, Parvati Amma, you told Girish this so beautifully. I'm so proud of you. But I'm only wishing and hoping and praying. You know, Parvati Amma, the important thing is, Parvati Amma, before this journey is over, we must get mukti. We must get mukti. I know a person like you is so divine, nothing will hold you back. I'm 100% sure. I don't know you so well, but looking at you, I can be sure that you are on the path of enlightenment. You are what you're giving answer to Girish proves to me that you're enlightened. Because this answer any ordinary person cannot give. That's why I asked Girish, hey Girish, tell me where you got the answer from. How did I question Girish? Tell me where you got answer from. And Girish revealed that it is my mother who taught me this. Very good. I'm so happy. I'm so elated, and I'm Paratyama, my namaskars to you with all folded hands. Yes, anybody else want to ask a question or say something?
Guruji,
हाँ माता जी बोलिए. प्रणाम माता जी. शिवोहम.
गुरुजी, जरूरी तो नहीं है कि जो ह्यूमन बीइंग है वो अपने कर्म को रिडीम करने के लिए डॉग में आएगा ड्यू टू बैड कर्मस और व्हाटएवर.
जरूरी नहीं है. नहीं,
वो
जरूरी
मनुष्य
नहीं.
जन्म में भी आ सकता है ना.
किस में आ सकता है?
हम मनुष्य जन्म में भी तो वो आ सकता है ना.
रूमाता जी, प्लीज लिसन टू मी केयरफुली. रूमाता जी,
हम्म.
नो डाउट हम मनुष्य के जन्म में आ सकते हैं. प्लीज पे अटेंशन. रूमाता जी, प्लीज पे अटेंशन. अगर हमने अच्छा कर्म किया है, गुड चांसेस हम मनुष्य के जन्म, वी विल कम बैक एज अ मैन और वुमन. ओके, बट रूमाता जी, सपोज हमारे वेयर हाउस ऑफ कर्मा, हमारे संचित कर्मा में लाखों बुरे कर्म है.
हाँ, फिर नहीं हो सकता.
फिर क्या होगा रूमाता जी?
फिर तो डॉग ही बनना. फिर तो
तो
डॉग
क्यों डॉग? रूमाता जी, क्यों डॉग बने? रूमाता जी, व्हाई शुड वी बी डॉग?
नहीं बनना चाहिए. गुरुजी, एक्चुअली तो हमें एनलाइटन होना चाहिए और इससे मुक्ति पाना चाहिए.
बस
ना डॉग बनना चाहिए, ना ह्यूमन बीइंग बनना चाहिए.
Exactly. Why should we think about dog and human being?
Yes,
This,
Guruji.
Rumata ji, this realization of the warehouse, Sanchita Karma, is only a warning. It's only a
जी.
warning. Some people are thinking, chalega na, ek aur janam chalega na. Somebody says, no, now I'm a woman, I will come back. As a woman, I don't like women. I want to come back as a man. Somebody told me, मुझे woman पसंद नहीं, मुझे man बनना है. Man बनने से क्या होगा? Woman समझते हैं man खुश है, और man समझता है woman. When man tells me, I want to come back as a sexy woman, तो आदमी समझता है woman खुश है, woman समझता है man खुश है. दोनों पागल.
एक्चुअली दोनों ही खुश नहीं होते.
दोनों पागल. So you're right, Rumata ji. We need to be liberated. We need moksha. Okay. और कुछ Rumata ji?
बस गुरुजी, thank you.
Thank you. Bliko, Girish, you wanted to say something or no, Girish?
नेक्स्ट राउंड का टिकट ऑलरेडी रेडी होगा. वो ह्यूमन का होगा या कुत्ते का होगा पता नहीं है.
नहीं, नेक्स्ट राउंड का टिकट अभी रेडी नहीं है. Because you're still creating karma. If you are enlightened, Girish, like your mother, if your mother continues to keep her yoga and a Satchidanand, you have any doubt she will be liberated? You have any doubt?
No.
But you are still young. Suppose tomorrow you tell me, sir, now I have changed my religion because I want to marry 4 times. Suppose you come and give me the news, I have changed my religion because I'm marrying 4 times. Then what I can tell you, Girish? Then what can I give you any guarantee about your liberation?
No.
So I'm just telling that we have to live till the last moment, because your mother is so divine. I'm telling, I can be sure, because at her age and what answer she gave you today, I mean, it is mind-boggling. So you and me, we both have to be careful. You and me, we both have to be careful. If we slip, I was watching Osho video. Still I'm watching Osho video. I feel so sad that man was enlightened.
Yes.
And then that man is gone into drugs and drinks and women and wine and everything. And blank gone. Okay. Bliko.
So I was amazed with this karma things, because I was just thinking that this is karma, because I'm not much interested. I was thinking, what is there in karma? Because we know this is a cycle and this and that, but this is a most important realization I got today, because this one is very, very important. Now you know what is the value of your 1 minute, 1 second, and one slip and fall.
Exactly.
That slip and fall will not work. You have to be very, very careful. This is like an alarm.
Good.
Like a time bomb.
Very good. Yeah.
We are
Bliko,
sitting on a
amazing.
time bomb.
So Bliko got Anubhuti just today. Bliko got the Anubhuti today that Bliko is openly, I never pay importance to this karma business and all. Today Bliko ki aankh khul gaye. Bliko realized, arey yaar, simple baat hai. Why the dog is suffering? The dog is suffering because of karma. The karma is caused only by human being. Therefore, human being can become dog. If this much we don't understand, that means not we don't understand. It means our mind doesn't want us to understand. See, look at the Bliko. This is the way to remember it. Dog suffers. Suffering is because of karma. Karma is only created by human being. Therefore, the human being has become a dog. There can be.
गुरुजी इसका मतलब ये है कि मेटामॉर्फोसिस जरूरी है, बटरफ्लाई की तरह फ्री होके उड़ना है.
उड़ जा रे पंछी पिंजरे से उड़ जा, ये तन है पिंजरा और तू है आत्मा, जीवन का मकसद मुक्ति पाना है, प्रभु को है पाना, मुक्त हो जाना, ना पुनर्जन्म लेना, वेयर हाउस में ना फंस जाना, उड़ जा रे पंछी
तो उड़ जा.
रूमाता जी, अब देखिए पार्वती अम्मा कैसी खड़ी है, पार्वती जैसे शंकर पार्वती खड़ी है.
बिल्कुल गुरुजी.
कुछ लेफ्ट राइट नहीं देखना है रूमाता जी,
She is firm.
You can एक आप नजर से मालूम पड़ता है रूमाता जी. You see she's in your category. तो देखो how रूमाता, see how पार्वती अम्मा stands is so clear. कभी आपने देखा है कॉल में उसको लेफ्ट राइट देखना? कभी आपने देखा है?
नहीं.
So I salute. मैं तो सलाम मारता हूँ पार्वती अम्मा को. इतना कमिटमेंट, इतना डिवोशन एंड डेडिकेशन.
हम सब भी गुरुजी सैल्यूट मारते हैं.
Okay. Sudeep, you want to say something before we close, Sudeep? Sudeep Bhargava, do you want to say something before we close?
Sir.
Sure.
No, sir, I've understood, sir. I think pretty clear. I never had any doubt over the existence of Sanchit Karma, but your explanation is like perfect. So that removes any iota of doubt that somebody could have had. I think it's removed now.
Okay. So, my dear friends, today we have spoken of two important topics. One topic is this, that you can have the state of eternal happiness. Please don't be like Ru. Ru said, क्या करे ना गुरुजी, कभी हमें खुशी होना है, कभी दुखी होना है, हाँ? Sometimes happy, sometimes sad, कभी खुशी, कभी गम, tararam pam pam. No. This is okay for Bollywood. This is not okay for AiR Zoom call. AiR Zoom call में there is no कभी खुशी, कभी गम. Uproot your unhappiness. Kill the devil. The devil is trying to steal your happiness. So this is one thing I told you, and next week we'll talk of the devil, the mind. So next week we are talking about that. And the second thing, so I don't need to continue this call tomorrow, I think, Sanchita Karma. So we are going to take a new topic. I don't want to drag the same topic because I think everything is very clear that we can be born as a dog or as an animal. We should not ignore this. If we ignore this, we are only fooling ourselves. And we should get mukti in this janam. We should not be caught in samsara. We should not become slaves of our body, mind, ego. This is my humble, folded hands request to all of you. Please take enlightenment and liberation very seriously. I don't want you to land up as some other yoni after this life. With folded hands, I bow down to all of you.